what is up, guys? It is Arcanix. Happy 2020. Hope you guys have an amazing year. In this video, we're going to be discussing Forze's debut Pro League match versus Navi. Forze were a team who have not played a Pro League game yet, and this is their first Pro League season. They placed second in CL Season 10 in Europe, and they placed second in the Russian Major League versus Empire, and they are playing against Navi, a team who plays first in the Pro League Season 10 finals. So I think there's a lot to learn here, and Forze in this game and in this round sets a statement for their future games they'll be playing through Season 11. Alright, so before we start, we're going to split the round into two phases, the confrontation phase and the execution phase. I think every round in competitive Siege sort of boils down to this, in my opinion, and they might not be usually called this. These are the words I call it. The confrontation phase is a phase where the attackers get to confront or ignore the defender setups, whether it's holds or roams, and the execution phase is post that. Whatever happens with how many men the attackers have left versus the men the defenders have left, the attackers have to execute on site, or the defenders, based on how many people they have left, either have to play site and hold angles or make plays. Alright, so let's talk about the confrontation phase in this round. So we're starting off by seeing what Navi's setup is. Navi has a Goyo, a Valk, a Mute, a Jaeger. Valk is going to place a C4 in stock to watch people who push through cash. She has Valk cams in construction. She has Valk cams watching for people pushing through cash window as well. And Goyo has his shields in the main bedroom hallway with the Jaeger and Goyo playing top floor. So it seems that Navi is setting up here to defend top floor from attackers pushing from construction / cash and garage. And how does Forze react to this? I think Forze react to this in an amazing way. Forze actually spawns around strip side, and they begin to actually push Jacuzzi instead. They don't push cash / construction like Navi was expecting. I'm not sure if they saw the utility that was being placed over that part of the map, but they realized that the best way to push this is head on. So you can confront the attacker setups in two ways. You can either ignore the setups and play around the defense's weaknesses, because if a team is defending or roaming or holding in certain parts of the map, some other parts of the map are freely you can capitalize on, and with effective time and communication usage, you can actually win rounds based on that. Or you could push their defenses head on, and Forze decides to do that. Forze pushes from Jacuzzi, they put their Thatcher on the main bedroom windows, and active droning from Jacuzzi helps them take care of the Goyo shields placed in the main bedroom hallway, and just because of that, Forze can make an entry and kill Citizen, who's playing in main bedroom. Citizen gives Rask a 1v1. So I think a key thing to note in this round is how Rask takes two 1v1s when there's two people playing in main bedroom and Logi trying to hold trade positions on each other and play off the Goyo shield utility in the hallway at the same time. Why does the Goyo not help Citizen in this situation? Actually, pretty funny story. As the round starts, you might have not noticed this, but Rask actually opens the Logi hatch, and this usually makes a person playing Logi hatch or playing in Logi be weary of the hatch and not be able to peek hallway. And because of that, we see him playing more closer towards the closet area or going towards the table, but not actually being able to freely play in Logi because that's an angle he is worried about. And because of that, Citizen takes a 1v1 and dies, and Goyo eventually also takes a 1v1 and dies. Really effective confrontation phase from Forze here, because they get to use active droning and they burn the utility top floor and take two efficient 1v1s and they put them like two people above. And now the defenders have to deal with the fact that they're about to execute on them and they are down by two players. Alright, so let's speak a little bit more in the execution phase here. In the execution phase, ladies and gentlemen, you cannot be caught with your pants down as an attacker when you have two men up over the defenders, because you have to realize the defenders have to make plays to even the odds. So they will play more aggressive on your entry points. If you open an angle, there's a higher chance they can challenge these angles because they need to get one pick to be able to secure their chances of winning that round. So something important to do is to make a checklist and make sure things are getting done so you can still get the plant down, because that's how you still win this round here, not going for kills to finish everyone off. I mean, you can play that both ways, but Forze at least tries to play the execution game where they execute on site and try to defuse get the fuser planted. So how do they do this? Habana opens two hatches. She opens the main hatch and she also opens the moto hatch at the same time. Sophia then goes main stairs and holds people crossing main stairs just in case. Um, while they do this, Thatcher holds the bar flank and plays top. Sledge helps support Sophia, but when she goes to play around the kitchen hatch, because the castle is trying to trick the hatch as well, and because of that, Sledge gets a kill on castle, making it even worse for the defenders. But they've opened all hatches here, and they eventually drop the armory site, and they begin to get plant down. And while they're getting plant down, Mute is stuck in church and he can't really act on that. And Valkyrie's also stuck upstairs because she's trying to flank and make a play to kill the flank watchers, but can't really do enough of that. So because of that, she fails and they win the round. So keynotes from this round that I think are super important. Rounds like this can super fail if attackers don't push with their momentum or let the defenders make plays around their lack of timely execution. Most clutches, guys, are actually failed executions and defenders just playing around the attacker's lack of effective positioning in these situations. It's super important to realize that as an attacker, you have two men up. You cannot give the defenders the opportunity to create solutions to their problems. You have to keep the momentum going and keep them literally worrying about everything. How did Forze attack this round? They open the hatch constantly. They're watching main stairs so no one can cross out of the three defenders to support army even more when they're about to drop army to plant. At the same time, Thatcher's holding bar flank. He's holding if someone comes through stage and if someone comes through main stairs. There's a lot of like really good control here, and the defenders almost feel like they're locked out of that. Now we are back in that part of the video where you ask, hey Josh, how can I transfer this to my own game? Listen, if you are in a 5-stack or in a competitive game or scrim practicing, practice pushing the defenders head on and setting up effective crossfires in their positions. I'm going to keep something in mind with you though. Standing still will not guarantee you a kill in the aggressive meta the game is in right now. You will most likely get peaked if you are holding an angle. You need to be pro-aggressive as well. And we see this as we watch the other people play. So we're watching Rask push through top floor. He is pushing with a drone even though Thatcher is holding his crossfire on the windows. Even though Sophia is holding his crossfire on the main bedroom hall. At the same time, he is still actively pushing Citizen in the bathroom, which actually caught Citizen off guard. I think it's important to realize that in this meta, you will get pre-fired, and you need to practice. If you're actually practicing pushing defenders and roamers, do you practice actually pushing actively at the same time? Executing effectively is also really important. Try making a mental checklist of things if you're an IGL of your team that need to be watched and opened for your team to get the diffuser planted. Like what angles to bring watch. Have we opened army hatch? Why haven't we opened it yet? Sledge, support Habana opening this. That way you can make effective calls as an IGL and direct your team the way they need to be directed to make plays. And in conclusion to this video, Forze in the first round of their first Pro League game showed a very dominant first round, and I'm looking forward to analyzing most of their games in this season. I think they have a lot to show for it. They didn't just make it to CL with BDS just because they could and they were just above CL talent. I think they can compete in the Pro League level, and I'm really looking forward to what they can do in the upcoming games. Have an amazing day, guys. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit a like and a sub, and I'll see you guys in the next video.